Hi, and welcome to the Joy of Trucking. I'm Kevin, a solo OTR driver for Werner Enterprises. I have some good news. I've been driving solo for Werner for 6 months now. I sat down and crunched a lot of numbers, and I want to share that information with you. I know a lot of people are thinking about getting into trucking. They're wondering if it's a good deal, if they're going to make a lot of money, if it's a lot of hard work, if it's easy. Is it right for you? Okay. First thing you want to know is, am I going to make any money? Is it all going to be worth it? So here's some numbers for you. Now, just to quantify, I've been with the company since March 11th. I started driving solo April 9th. So I've taken the last 26 paychecks since I started driving solo. I didn't count the time before that when I was with my trainer, when I was in orientation. That was 4 weeks. It actually started in the middle of a pay week, so it's a little complicated at the beginning and end of that. The time that I was training, I was just getting a flat rate of $630 a week, just to pay me something. I wasn't making any mileage or anything like that. Also, in the beginning, when I started, I was at 41 cents a mile. About a month later, I went to 43 cents a mile, but then I got on the per diem, which dropped it back to 42 cents a mile. And then in the middle of August, we went to 47 cents a mile. And again, the administration fee for per diem is 1 cent per mile. So I'm literally making 46 cents a mile now. That means over the last 6 months, I've increased my cents per mile, the rate that I'm getting paid. So it's not a consistent rate of pay throughout. And going forward in the next 6 months, it might go up again, but it's certainly going to be more than what I was getting originally, right? Also, I've learned a few things that will help me avoid situations where I don't get paid because I'm sitting still, waiting for a load, or I'm down for maintenance, or my home time, my 34 resets, stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that at another point. What I'm trying to get through to you right now is the money, what I got paid. So, looking at the odometer in the last 6 months since I got this truck, I've run 70,000 miles. I've rolled 70,000 miles on the odometer, but I only got paid 61,000 of those miles for a few reasons that we'll get into later. So 61,000 miles averages out to 2,340 miles per week. That's my average weekly mileage, and that's up and down. I've done as much as 3,300 miles in a week. I've done as little as 1,500 miles in a week. It depends on your home time, breakdowns, other things. So we're just talking averages here. My gross pay for those 6 months is $27,640. So taken over a year, if you double that, I'm making over $55,000 a year. And as I said, that's going to be better in the next 6 months. So I'll do better than $55,000 for my first year driving solo OTR for Werner Enterprises. Let's put that number up again, $55,000 a year plus. It'll be in excess of that if I do everything right. And that number gets chopped up and moved around and things deducted and things added because there's so much stuff going on. I'm getting tuition reimbursement, $225 a month. That goes on my check once a month. And that's going to last through the next couple of years if I stay with Werner. There's stuff like shag pay, $20 if the run is really short, like you're only going like 20 miles with a trailer to make a drop. You're not really driving OTR. You're just helping clean up something. The fleet manager has a discretionary fund where if you have a problem or something's going on, you're not making miles running, getting your cents per mile, he'll top up your pay. I've had a rework situation where I had to take stuff from the trailer because the load fell over, and I had to unload some of it and then restack it and strap it in and so on. It cost me like 4 hours of my time. I wasn't getting paid for that. I wasn't rolling down the highway getting cents per mile, so the manager was nice enough to throw $100 at me. That's good. I've had breakdown pay where I was sitting still for 3 days waiting for a part. With the chip shortage, that's going to happen more and more. That's going to happen a lot. We've talked to drivers that have been sitting in a hotel room for 9 days, for 2 weeks, because the part's not available. They give you like $75 a day for that. If you're driving, 500 miles in a day at 47 cents a mile, you're talking over $200 for a day. So $75 for sitting in a hotel room doesn't really compensate you, but they're giving you something. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of stuff that happens to your gross pay. I want to tell you what I'm actually taking home. It averages out my net pay after all the deductions and fooling around and topping up and adding stuff. $983 a week is what my average net. Some weeks I took home, $1,200, $1,300. Other times it was $500 or $600. It depended on what happened that week. And the first 12 weeks driving OTR was a minimum $1,000 per week. And 6 of those 12 weeks they had to top it up because I was learning stuff. I didn't get loads. Things happened. So the deal was you're going to make a minimum $1,000 a week for those first 12 weeks, and they actually had to help top it up for 6 of those weeks. After that, supposedly I knew what I was doing, and I'd be making more than $1,000 a week gross, but it didn't always happen. For instance, the one week I had my 34 reset on a Tuesday, and then I took home time Saturday and Sunday. All that was included in the same pay week because they pay you Tuesday to Tuesday. So 3 days out of that week I was not moving, I was not working. That paycheck was not good at all. So the lesson I took from that is plan your home time and your resets to correspond. So you're not sitting in a truck stop somewhere making nothing and then taking your home time a couple of days later, again making nothing. You're only getting paid when those wheels are turning. I got a lot of other things out of this, a lot of conclusions I made, a lot of stuff, that breaking down the money like this brought up a lot of other things. So we're going to do another video about my conclusions after driving for 6 months. But right now I wanted to get those numbers out to you so you could see what the possibilities are, what you're going to get paid. I'm driving for a big carrier. There's like 8,000 guys driving for this company. We got lots of trucks, lots of trailers, lots of terminals, lots of things going on. Guys in all kinds of different things, dry van, TCU, which is refrigerated. You got flatbed drivers. You got guys in day cabs. You got guys who are home every night and guys who are out there for months at a time. My deal is solo OTR. I'll drive for 2 or 3 weeks and then take a couple of days home time. So my resets are out there on the road somewhere. And my situation is I'm married, but we don't have kids. We don't even have a house. We live out of a motorhome. I've spent the summer living out of this truck, and my wife has been spending time with friends or on the truck with me. That's my situation. Everybody's different. So let's do it one more time. 61,000 paid miles in 26 weeks or 6 months. Gross $27,000, $27,640. Net take home, average every week, $983. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to ramble for too long. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it was informative, because everybody wants to know before they get into this, what can I make? What's it going to be like? This is what it was like for me. All right, I hope you got something out of it. Let's see your comments down below. Maybe you got some suggestions for me, or you just want to tell me your story. That's okay. I'd like to hear it. And hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and we'll let you know when there's more information coming. When I get around to these other conclusions, there'll be some more videos coming up real soon. All right, that's it. Bye for now. See you down the road. Thanks for listening.